Recording is in progress. Hey, everybody, Daryl Snyder here, Fantasy Sports Logic. Thank you for taking your precious time out to watch what I believe will be a pretty short video. Fantasy Sports Logic, if you don't know about us, we have a blog that you can subscribe to for free. And one of our partners, exciting partner, is Ballpark Pal. Aaron from there has provided us daily for free from his website, ballparkpal.com. I post every morning this, which is today, Friday, June 30th. Fantasy Sports Logic presents, with our partnership with Ballpark Pal, daily park factors, game simulations, and player projections, and even more. So I've had a lot of the blog subscribers ask about some explanations if I do a little video. So I got with Aaron and he gave me some insight. So I'm going to share with you some of what this is all about. You see, the first one is Ballpark Pal Daily Home Run Report for Friday, June 30th. And it is what it says, most likely to homer in Ballpark Pal odds. Aaron runs about 3,000 simulations every night and morning before the games. Today it's an afternoon slate. On Friday, I think there's 12 or 13 games. You'll see that Anthony Santander has a 25% probability to homer today. That's a pretty good probability. Right behind him is Bryce Harper, 22%. And because of the matchup, you can see 11% for Santander, park percentage increase, 12%. You see with Harper, he's facing Josiah, hopefully I pronounced that right, Gray, and it's got a good matchup. So he likes Santander, Harper from the Phillies, Christian Walker, good player from the Diamondbacks. So see, he has a 22% chance. Tyro Estrada, I'm a big Giants fan. You'll learn that as you watch these video blogs, I guess they call them, video podcasts, Zoom. He's got a matchup against Carlos Carrasco, which has given up some gomers lately. You see Tyro, 22% chance to homer, 18% with the matchup against Carrasco, and 10% in the ballpark. And then we've got, because I got to learn how to say these names, huh? Castellanos. I know the player, again, against Josiah Gray. So it's like the Phillies are stacking up pretty good. It's one of the things I'll talk about later, the value of stacking if you're playing daily fantasy on DraftKings or FanDuel. I play pretty much primarily DraftKings, but I do have a FanDuel account. You'll see Real Muto, the catcher. He's also solid matchup today. Swinsky from the Pirates. So that's a nice graph to go by. You can see he's got even an odds, outlier odds portion, Gallo, Chapman, and Bo Bichette. The next image is the DFS report, daily fantasy report. His again, his 3,000 simulations of a game. He's got Torkelson up there. He's got him, you can see, itemized by position, right? First baseman, Torkelson predicted. The blue is a FanDuel score, and the green is DraftKings. So almost 10 points DraftKings. Lamont Wade Jr., I call him L. Wade J. Predicted for 9 points for the Giants against Carrasco in that matchup. And then Joey Votto just came off a long stint on the DL last week and has been stroking it pretty good. He's predicted for 9 DraftKings points. Second base, you got Kim leading the way. Third base, Machado. So that's leading me to think San Diego might be a nice stack opportunity. You got another Philly, Trey Turner. Shortstop, you got the catcher, as I mentioned, Real Muto, and then Harper again. So how many Phillies is that? Count the amount of Phillies. I like to do 5-stack attacks. They're pretty successful. get into some of that in a little bit. You can see the pictures. We got Miller and Miller. You could run a double Miller tandem in pitching. Projected 19 for Miller of, I believe that's one of them Seattle and one of them is the Dodgers. I think the Dodger one's predicted 19 and Seattle 17. Kremer from Baltimore, 18 on DraftKings. Lorenzen, Tiger, one of the Tigers' better pitchers. And then there's my giant, Alex Scott, coming off the DL. He had an oblique strain, pitched minor league rehab. He struck out 9 in 3 innings or something. I had a pretty good rehab outing. So I like him today against the Mets. And then you'll see that Aaron likes Paxton, Gray, Lopez, and Flanagan in that order. And then there's your outfield. Tatis, another Padre. You can stack 3 Padres, Machado, Kim, and Tatis. And another one, Soto. So it looks like a couple of good stacks today. We play DFS with the Padres and the Phillies. There's Schwarber, another Philly, and Castellanos, if I'm saying that right. And then you'll see there. But I like this feature. This is a Ballpark Daily Stadium Report. And you can see Coors Field is always not quite the advantage that I've seen sometimes, but looks like the wind's actually blowing in. But the altitude there only surpassed by the altitude in Mexico City. But the ball flies out, right? 18% runs predicted today, 10% more home runs, almost 25% doubles and triples, and 4%. Next park is Great America, Cincinnati. That's been known to have some high-scoring games. I think the over-unders. Coors, it's usually 11.5, 12. I haven't checked today. Detroit, Colorado, probably that. I'm going to think San Diego, Cincinnati's around 10. That's why San Diego has all the guys predicted to go off. Well, it's a hitter's ballpark. Next in line, Citizens Park. That's why you saw a lot of Phillies, and then in order, Orioles, all the way down. I'll let you look at it. I won't explain the whole thing, but Citi Field, where my Giants are, plus 7%. So for home runs, 5% overall. And then the starting pitcher preview. This is probably the one that goes a little deeper than the other ones. And what he does, he grades over the past 1,000 pitches. That's what these are. You can see some of them look like my report card in high school, not too good. Some of them grade out really well. They're like honor roll students, right? Looks like Lugo. Pitching wise, is different. You can see it's cutter, 4-seam fastball, slider. Looks like his repertoire. A plus, A, I believe that's a B or a B minus. But then overall grades not as good. So Ashworth, again, Padres are facing him, F and a D. But over the past 1,000, his pitch hasn't really been that bad. So you can come out here and look at the strikeouts predicted. 6.2 for Lopez, Kremer 6.9, Paxton, he's a strikeout pitcher, 6. The amount of innings predicted is in this first column, and then the runs predicted to allow with the 1,000 simulations. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. I'll get in. I'm going to try to pull Aaron out on one of these one day, maybe over the weekend. You'll also see that Ballpark Pal is currently one of our 8 live player projection feeds in the Contrarian Edge Optimizer. You can test drive that for only $1 for 7 days. I'll give you a little sneak peek on that. If you test drive it within a limited amount of time, meaning Drafters, one of our other partners, has gifted me quite a few, like about 1,000, $20 free, absolutely free entries into their best ball tournament. It's a $2 million best ball tournament, $300,000 first prize. It's for the NFL upcoming season, just for test driving. You don't have to upgrade, just take the test drive. I'd encourage you to watch the short 3-minute getting started video on your test drive. Check out this, which is our optimizer. Let's see what it's set on. I don't know if it's set on the turbo or the main. Let me I'll dial it in for you here. Set on the turbo slate. Let's go to the main. This is what you'd be test driving, but you can see we have not one, not two, not three, 7 player projection feed partners. We've got in our blend. It's our unique proprietary blend of all 7. Baker Engine, 10,000 simulation. Ballpark Pal, Aaron, I was just talking about 3,000 simulations, FTM data. Frank over there, he says he simulates 40,000 times. So in total, we've got well over 50,000 simulations of any MLB game. Sport Radar, Sports Data IO, Stats Perform, they're all in there. You can generate a lineup, you can lock in, you can see we've got McClanahan across the board projected to do well. One of the providers says 21, but our blend shows about 17. Freddie Peralta second, Bryce Miller and Bobby Miller. It sure seems like a Miller combos in the going to be in one of the plays of a max 150 tonight for me. There's Alex Cobb right in the middle. Somebody hasn't listed him yet. Who's 5? Sport Radar hasn't come through with a projection on him, maybe because he's just coming off the DL. But anyways, you can lock in a pitcher like I just did. See what happens here. Go up. You can lock in a player, but they're locked in Clanahan. If you want to lock in one of the Millers, or you don't have to, if you want to lock in a position player, let's go down and saw it looked like he was really going to go off on Aaron's thing, one of the Phillies. See what we have. Where's Schwarber at? Oh, that game may be, yeah, that game. How about a Padre? That game might not be, that might be in the turbo slate. Both of them. Both of them are turbo. Both the Padres and Phillies, so they're not in the main slate. Interesting. Ohtani, he's been hitting the cover off the ball. So let's lock him in once with McClanahan. You can see across here all the providers. Wait for Ohtani to come up. There he is. Let's just see what happens. Generate some lineups. There you go. That maxes is close to 50,000, which is your salary. Got McClanahan with Peralta, Ohtani, like some Tigers in there, maxed up. See a couple White Sox. You can do a lot of things. I mean, I think it is probably one of the most complex. I know there's some real good long-standing simulators out there, but on the outside you can stack. Like I say, we're going to come up with a feature here in about 30 days. I don't think anybody has, but I'm sure if somebody does, they'll tell me, called 5-stack attack. But you can do a team. Where's my Giants? You can stack players up to, 2 to 5. 5 is the max. As soon as it updates itself, go 5 of the G-men. You can see it's calculating behind the scenes right now. Hit generate lineups. And you'll have an assortment of Giant stacks. So if you like the Giants like I do, I'll probably play a few of those against Carrasco tonight, since the Padres and the Phillies are on the turbo slate. And then we've got pro settings. I mean, for you that really want to take a deep dive, like you can get in here and you can do auto max exposure, 100% down to whatever, minimum exposure, team stacking bonuses. You can not block teams out. You can go by player, exposure, max and min, all sorts. I mean, there's so much. I did a video, but we're going to break it down to smaller videos. And right now, after the 7-day $1 trial, you can, while we're in beta, lifetime, one-time, all sports. Right now we have baseball, we'll have football, we'll have NBA, and we will have probably golf pretty soon. You won't pay any more for any of the other sports, all included. $299.97, not an annual, it's forever, for as long as I make that available. And then there's a monthly, if you just want to try it out for a month after the 7 days, it's $29.97. And again, 7 live player projection fees, 8 including our blend. You see here's the blend. Lots of goodies. So I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to reach out. I'm going to post it probably in the blog article and on Twitter, fantasysportslogic.com. If you go to the blog post, there's a link there as well every day. You get it for free. There's no cost to subscribe to get the Ballpark Pal stuff, and got some cool things coming. I don't want to burn you out on a long video, but excited about this. Hopefully you're excited too. I'm going to end this video and grab the recording, and look forward to having some people watch it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm very accessible through the website. There's a phone number there. You can Daryl, DARYL at fantasysportslogic.com, and lots of great things. So let me end this meeting. Let me stop the recording.